What are some of the strange requests?
Well, originally you mentioned pizzas. It was interesting because we started getting calls from a particular boat, and this would go back late 70s. I was pretty young, early 80s. The same boat every week coming by here would order just a number of pizzas, and we couldn't figure out why it was the same one. Well, ultimately it became a fact that they weren't satisfied with the steward's cooking. So anytime they could get a shot at something off the boat, they would. And if they stopped in a port where they could get off, they could take care of themselves. Well, here in Detroit, they couldn't do that. So here we were solving the same issue that my great-grandfather did, which was supplying something that was unique. And, so that the ships themselves didn't have to stop. That was the whole idea originally. You ask about some of the more humorous things that have happened over the years, and I remember truly a story that I've shared many times, but for me personally, it was my own touch, because we had a order from a Korean ship that had been changed orders, been up here in the lakes for somewhat longer than they had earlier envisioned, so their provisions were getting rather low. So they ordered 3 or 4 pallets and cargo nets full of items going aboard. You name it, anything that they have on their menu. And then there were a number of boxes and things and wrapped up items. And so cutting to the chase, this particular, 3.5, 4 foot wrapped up item at the end was frozen hard. And you have to imagine 4 or 5 of the guys, the deckhands up top, and it was cold. It was in December, and we were just about finishing up down here. They have their hoods over with the fur around the top of their hoods, and they're all big smiles on their face. And so on the floor of the deck here, this thing comes unwrapped and falls on the floor. Well, it's about a 4 foot frozen tuna, intact. So one of the lines that come down, I wrapped it around it, and then as I lean it out so they can see what it is, you should have seen them jumping up and down, and their hands are all raised, this and that. They're carrying it on like
fresh tuna, guys.
Fresh tuna, and they caught the big one as they're bringing it through.
Look what we caught.
Exactly. So, I must say there are probably literally thousands of stories from thousands of crews over hundreds of years of doing this that I'm sure that you could write a book about. The problem now is finding all those souls that have actually been on this team.